Hey guys, CB Super. I got a comment from Conduit. It says, thanks for your tuts, great work. Thank you, appreciate it. I was able to create a motion path from the polystroke as you have. How can one do the same thing with a circle or ellipse? I don't see any publish option for a path modifier or displacement option on the ellipse tool. Going through all the manuals and trying this a bunch of times myself, I also was a little upset to realize that you can't really do this with a circle or a triangle or a square. I'm not sure exactly why that is. I know that in the manual it does say that this is for splines. It's basically a spline path thing, and there might be some kind of script or some way around it. But then I just thought, okay, well, how can I make a spline or a polygon look like a circle, and then that way it'll have a start and an end. Using the displacement, I can go wherever I want on that end, right? So what I did is, and you can do the same, you just basically create a polygon and you make it look like a circle. And an easy way to do this, I've already kind of done it, but an easy way to do this is if you just make a background and then you throw an ellipse on that background, and then you load it up in here, you'll see, okay, I see the outline. Now I can just come into the polygon tool, and I found the easiest way to do this is pretty much just to make a point on each of the 4 sides here, and then close it, and then just Shift N gets you out of the, so you're not making more points, and then you can just kind of select all of the points. Shift S will smoothen those out, and that gets you pretty close. And then you just play with these handles and just push it out a little bit on each side to just kind of, I mean, unless your animation has to be exactly like a perfect circle, you'll find that you can get it really, really close to whatever you need just by, kind of giving just a little equal amount of love on each side here until you get the shape, roughly of a circle. So that looks pretty good right there. Now we can go ahead and delete that ellipse in the background because you're not going to need it. And you've created this polygon, which looks like a pretty good circle. Now, of course, if you want to animate it, you can always come in here and, right click, remove the polygon, right click, publish, right? Just like we did in the last one. And then say if I have this background, and maybe we'll make a little ellipse here in the background, throw just a transform just so we can have something to kind of animate. And we'll just size it down like this is a car or something. So in the transform, remember, center, we just hit path, go to the modifiers, get rid of that displacement, right click, connect to. So ours is the polygon polyline value. All right, cool, and you see it loads it right up to that circle. So it works. That's pretty much what we want. We'll go ahead and delete that for now. Come back to the polygon, and I'm actually going to remove this publish. You can just leave it published either way. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, what if I don't want to do this every single time? I just want a circle. So you don't have to actually. And there's a really easy thing. Say if you come over here and you rename it, we'll just call it circle, or circle polygon, or circle path maybe. Hit OK, right click, come into the settings, and then you can save as, and it's going to save it in your settings file. And there's a long path. I already have one here because I just did it a few minutes ago, and all you do is you hit save, which I'm not going to do because I don't want 2 of them. So now when you delete this, and let me go ahead and delete this one as well. Now here's a really cool thing. Now, in order to recall this, you see, oh, there's no option to do that. All you have to do is create a polygon, right? Because it was made out of a polygon. You could also use a B-spline, but then you're going to have problems with heading, as we discussed in the other video. And then all you have to do is right-click, settings, load, and it's going to let you choose this circle poly setting, open, and all it did is it just changed and it loaded up the settings. So now you have that circle polygon. So you can use this in any project, anytime. And then all you have to do is, right click over here, and then, remove polygon, right click, publish, and then, you just go back through the whole process. So yes, I know, it kind of sucks that we can't just use a circle naturally, because the first thing I was thinking is, well, what if I want something that's going to spin around here a bunch of times, you know? Like, you know, to be honest, there's other ways around that as well. You could just actually animate this polyline to, you know, spin around. So, I mean, there's always ways to like get around some of the limitations in DaVinci. We just have to be creative, and you know, I think that this is a pretty good solution. And of course, you could do this with a triangle, you could do this with a square, you could do the same thing with almost any shape that you want and save those shapes as preloaded. That way you can bring it back into DaVinci in all your projects. And I think that would be like real powerful for, you know, anytime you're doing some kind of motion graphic or something. And you know, say you want to change the size of this. I mean, you still have control. It's not like, you know, yeah, it's not going to be quite as much control as if this was actually an ellipse tool. But I mean, you know, there's nothing to say that we can't change the ellipse. It's just, you know, the control is going to be a little different, right? But, you know, just play around with it. So I hope that kind of answers your question. Hope you guys get something out of this. That's pretty cool right there, if you ask me. Alright, well, if you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.